The women's 200 meters in Eugene was expected to be competitive, but few anticipated a race this intense. Olympic medalists, world champions, and some of the fastest sprinters in the world stepped onto the track with something to prove. The atmosphere at Hayward Field felt different from the start, with the crowd fully aware that this race carried far more significance than a normal early-season showdown. Every lane featured experience, speed, and championship pedigree. In this video, we break down how the race unfolded, why one athlete completely changed the dynamic of the event, and what this performance could mean for the rest of the season. From the explosive curve running to the battle for position in the final straight, this was a sprint defined by precision, pressure, and elite execution at the highest level.
The 2019 U.S. champion at 200 meters.
And this is Brittany Brown, World Championship silver medalist in 2019 and 11-time All-American while at the University of Iowa.
Jenna Prandini will get a big hand as a former Oregon Duck. She made the Olympic team at both 100 and 200. And got a silver as part of the women's 4x1 for Team USA. Didn't make the final in the 200. Gabby Thomas, the Olympic bronze medalist from Tokyo. She was the Olympic trials winner here. Her personal best is on this track as well.
And this is Dina Asher-Smith. Had a tough Olympics, had a big showing in 2019 where she won gold in this event. Didn't make it to the final to the 100, pulled out of the 200 and won a medal on the 4x1.
Don't think for a second that this crowd doesn't appreciate how many times they've gotten to see Allison, and they know that she's winding down her career. We've already seen her last Olympic appearance.
This is Kambundji of Switzerland, won bronze in the 200 in 2019. Had a good showing in Tokyo, but was left off the podium in both individual events.
Lena Irby left Tokyo with 2 medals, gold in the 4x4 with Team USA, and a bronze in the mixed 4x400 meters. She ran the prelims in both of those events. So I like Gabby Thomas here in 6. Dina Asher-Smith in lane 7, the world champion, but she has been dealing with some injuries, and she did not run the 200 in Tokyo and didn't make it to the final in the 100 meters.
Got to be a tough decision for some of these athletes at the late stages of their career because of the shift in the scheduling. It's an Olympic year followed by a World Championship year followed by another World Championship year and then Paris. So it's like there's something to shoot for each and every year on the next 4 years on the track and field calendar. So they'll get into the blocks here for the women's 200 meters. Certainly the crowd favorite is Felix. Gabby Thomas represents the new generation of half-lappers.
That's right, and you see how calm she looks and poised. The last time she was on this track, 21:61. I'd be feeling very confident to line up in lane 6 here today.
Olympic medalists have run very well here today. Remember that. There's only one Olympic medalist in the individual event. That's Gabby Thomas.
Look at Dina Asher-Smith, who didn't compete in this event in Tokyo. She's definitely off to the best start, but Gabby Thomas has a strong finish. Will that show up for her today?
That is Jenna Prandini, the former Oregon Duck, trying to hold on. Kambundji on the inside in lane 3 is going to emerge, I think, as the victor as she holds off Gabby Thomas at the end. Wind aided 22:06, but a bit of an upset as Kambundji takes the victory.
That's definitely an upset. She ran...
The women's 200 meters at the Prefontaine Classic was supposed to be a celebration of established stars and Olympic champions. But by the end of the race, the spotlight belonged entirely to Mujinga Kambundji. Against one of the deepest sprint fields of the season, the Swiss athlete produced a performance built on control, efficiency, and raw competitive confidence. From the opening meters, Kambundji looked sharper than everyone around her. Running aggressively through the curve, she immediately gained momentum while keeping her form relaxed. That combination became the key difference in the race. Many sprinters attack the bend with tension in their shoulders or excessive stride length, but Kambundji stayed compact and technically clean. Her cadence remained high, her posture stable, and her transition into the straight was almost perfect. Dina Asher-Smith responded well through the first half of the race. The British star showed flashes of the speed that once made her world champion, especially in the curve where she matched Kambundji stride for several moments. After an inconsistent period affected by injuries and disrupted preparation, this race carried importance beyond just placement. It was an opportunity to prove that her acceleration and rhythm were returning. For part of the race, it looked possible, but the decisive moment came entering the final straight. Kambundji separated herself not with one explosive move, but with superior maintenance of speed. While others began tightening up under pressure, she stayed fluid. Her arms remained controlled, her knee lift consistent, and her turnover never dropped. That technical discipline allowed her to extend the gap meter by meter. Gabby Thomas entered the race carrying major expectations. Racing in Eugene, a venue closely associated with American sprint success, Thomas was viewed as one of the favorites because of her finishing speed and championship experience. Her strength has always been the second half of the 200 meters, where she typically overwhelms rivals with powerful top-end velocity. This time, however, the race unfolded differently. Thomas did not have the same position exiting the curve, forcing her to chase earlier than usual. That changed the dynamics completely. Instead of building gradually into her finish, she had to accelerate aggressively to close the deficit. Against an athlete already running efficiently like Kambundji, that became difficult to sustain. Thomas still produced a strong closing phase, but the damage had already been done before the final 80 meters. The race also carried emotional weight because of Allyson Felix. Hayward Field has been one of the defining venues of her legendary career, and every appearance there feels historic. Even though she was no longer in her absolute peak years, her presence transformed the atmosphere. Fans reacted to every introduction and every stride because they understood they were watching one of the greatest athletes in track history on one of her most iconic stages. Yet the significance of the race extended beyond nostalgia. This performance from Kambundji was a statement about the current balance of power in women's sprinting. For years, conversations around the 200 meters have centered mainly on American dominance or Jamaican excellence. Kambundji challenged that narrative directly. She did not win through chaos or mistakes from others. She won because she executed the race better from start to finish. What made the performance especially impressive was the level of opposition. Thomas is an Olympic medalist. Asher-Smith is a former world champion. Brittany Brown brought proven international experience and finishing ability. Even with that depth, Kambundji looked composed throughout the entire race. She dictated the tempo early and never allowed the field to take control. Technically, this may have been one of the cleanest races of her career. Her bend running created separation, but her efficiency in the straight secured victory. The balance between aggression and relaxation is what elite 200-meter running demands, and in Eugene, she mastered that balance better than anyone else on the track.